Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Monday, October 6, 2014, around 8 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun's going down. Tomorrow's going to be a kind of a cloudy day and a sunny day, maybe some chance of rain showers, highs around the low 70s. Some news to report. The Washington Nationals avoided elimination by beating the San Francisco Giants by the score of 4-1 today to cut the NLDS series lead to 2-1. There'll be a game 4 tomorrow between the Nationals and the Giants on Fox Sports 1. And it's also Happy National Child's Health Day. And also there's reports that Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson used money from a charity that he runs, and he used it to throw a sex party. That's not good at all. And these are more allegations for Adrian Peterson. He's been put on the restricted list by the Vikings. So see if this is true or not. If it's true, he could get serious trouble by the NFL. He could be suspended for the year. And that's about it on that. And my third and final video blog of the night is my personality profile. The personality profile I'm going to talk about is current president of basketball operations for the Boston Celtics, Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge played in the NBA for 14 years, and he also played some Major League Baseball for a couple of years. And he was born and grew up in Eugene, Oregon. When he was in high school, he played baseball, football, and basketball, and he made the Parade Magazine's high school All-American team in all three sports. In basketball, football, and baseball, he was the only athlete to ever do that, to be named to all three of those sports at one time. Danny was drafted by the Blue Jays in 1977. He spent 2 years in the minor leagues, and then he played 3 years in Major League Baseball with the Blue Jays as a third baseman, second baseman, and outfielder. He hit .220 with 2 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 146 hits. He wasn't a great player. He played college basketball at Brigham Young University, and he was one of the best college basketball players for those of all time. He was an All-American. He won the John Wooden Award in 1981 while a senior at BYU as the best college basketball player of the year. The Boston Celtics drafted Danny Ainge in the second round in the 1981 NBA draft. That he was the 31st overall pick during the NBA draft, and he quit the Toronto Blue Jays to play for the Boston Celtics. He played the majority of his career with the Boston Celtics. He started out on the bench, but eventually he became a starter. He was part of that famous starting five of the Celtics: Ainge, DJ, Bird, McHale, and Parrish. Danny Ainge won 2 NBA championships with the Celtics in 1984 and 1986, and he made the NBA All-Star team for the Eastern Conference in 1988, and he was a good three-point shooter. The Celtics traded him midway through the 1988-89 season to the Sacramento Kings for Ed Pinckney and Joe Klein, because Celtics thought Joe Klein could be the replacement for Robert Parrish, who when he retired, but Klein did not last with the Celtics long, and then Ainge bounced around from the Kings to the Blazers and to the Suns. He played in 2 more NBA Finals, but with the Blazers and the Suns, but he never won another NBA championship. He retired in 1995 with these career stats: 11,964 points, 11.5 points per game, 4,199 assists. He averaged 4.4 of them a game, and 1,133 steals, 1.1 steals per game. After Danny Ainge retired, he went into the broadcast booth for TNT. He was a game analyst for the games on TNT for the NBA for a year. Then he went into coaching. He coached the Phoenix Suns for 4 years. He had a 136-90 record, but he left the Suns in the middle of the 1999-2000 season to spend more time with his family. Then after that, he came back to the broadcast booth to do some games for the TNT for the NBA. And around the 2003, Danny Ainge left the broadcast booth for the NBA and TNT to become Boston Celtics Vice President of Operations, and he's been with the Celtics ever since. And he has like a new title in 2008 after they won the NBA championship as President of Basketball Operations. The first few years of Danny Ainge's tenure with the Celtics, it was kind of not good. He traded away Antoine Walker just before the 2003-2004 NBA season. Antoine Walker called Danny Ainge a snake. And also, Danny Ainge had a feud with Celtics coach at the time, Jim O'Brien, and Jim just decided to resign midway through the 2003-2004 season. And during this time, the Celtics barely made the playoffs. They were the 8th seed in 2003-2004, but they got bounced in the first round by a 4-game sweep for the Indiana Pacers. 2004-2005, the Celtics won the Atlantic Division title with a 45-37 record, but they got bounced in the first round by the Indiana Pacers again. And 2005-2006 and 2006-2007 were some of the worst times for the Celtics. 2006-2007 season, they lost 18 straight games, had a 24-58 record, and they were primed to get one of the top picks of the NBA draft, but the lottery did not go the Celtics' way. They could have either had Greg Oden or Kevin Durant, but luckily they didn't get Greg Oden because he was injury prone, and Kevin Durant became a superstar. But you didn't know if even if the Celtics got those lottery picks, and if it turned out to be Durant could have been a bust with the Celtics. Then they had to do something. The Celtics and Danny Ainge had, through a series of trades, got Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett, and along with Paul Pierce, they formed the new Big Three through trades that Danny Ainge made. And the new Big Three of Allen, Garnett, and Pierce had the best record in the NBA with a 66-18 record in the 2007-2008 season, and they won the NBA championship. That was the 17th championship the Celtics won. They were on their way to number 18 in 2008-2009 NBA season until Kevin Garnett hurt his leg in the middle of February, and then Celtics didn't make it past the second round in 2009, and this is when Danny Ainge suffered a heart attack during the playoffs in 2009. 2009-2010, Celtics won another Atlantic Division title, but in the trading deadline, Danny Ainge traded Kendrick Perkins center away to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then the Celtics somehow managed to make the NBA Finals, pushing the Lakers to a Game 7. But the Lakers beat the Celtics to win their second straight NBA championship. And then the next couple of years, the Celtics were competitive and they won Atlantic Division titles. But the new Big Three of Allen and Garnett and Pierce were aging, and at the end of the 2011-2012 season, Ray Allen left the Celtics as a free agent, and he went to the Miami Heat, and the Celtics kind of struggled in 2012-2013. Pierce and Garnett were not as good, and Rondo also got hurt that year. And then during the off-season, the Celtics traded Garnett and Pierce away to the Nets for some pieces who were like not good players, and the Celtics had a very bad season last year, only 25 wins and stuff. And this year they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA this year, and Ainge has to really do something about trying to have a new Big Three coming soon. He's trying hard, but with his track record, and with some people do not like Ainge personally because he's a so-so general manager, president of basketball operations. You don't know what he's thinking next, but the Celtics ownership likes him, and he's going to be on board with the Celtics long term. But I think Ainge is going to trade Rondo away before the trading deadline, mark my words. And then it's going to be a long rebuilding process for the Celtics unless they get lucky and have a new big three. But the problem is it's going to be a long time. How are you going to attract free agents to Boston? But Ainge will somehow find a way, I think, in my opinion. He always does, like he did in 2007. You got to have faith in Danny Ainge. He's going to make a Celtics a championship winning team. Number 18 world championship for the Celtics are going to come sooner or later. Mark my words. And the Celtics will retire Danny Ainge's number 44. They have to. He's the only player from the 1984 and 1986 starting five championship who doesn't have their number retired yet, and the Celtics are going to do that one of these days. I don't think Danny Ainge will make the Hall of Fame as a player because he was a marginal player at best, but he shot a lot of good three-pointers, but he won't make the Hall of Fame as a player. But if he leads the Celtics to another NBA championship as an executive, maybe that will be considered. Well, that's about it on that. Well, I'll be back tomorrow for at least 3 to 6 more video blogs. One of the video blogs confirmed for tomorrow is the top 10 greatest pro wrestling play-by-play announcers. I'll try and this is an impressive list. And then 2 others I'll tell you on my Facebook and YouTube status. And don't forget, future video blogs are coming for the 8 people I always talk about at the end of these video blogs. They're guaranteed to be coming. Have a good night, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.